up everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing kind of like part 2 of the what's in my kit video, but this one is going to be what is in my bridal kit. So if you are interested in seeing what is in my bridal kit, then please keep on watching. But as always, before we get into today's video, please do not forget to hit the like button down below. If you are not subscribed already, please click that subscribe button. And don't forget to leave me a comment. As always, I really hope you guys enjoy this video, and let's get it. So as you guys can see, I have a ton of stuff here, and there is good reason for that. So many of you from my first what's in my pro kit video have asked me to do a more in-depth video on how I pack my Zuca. So I do have some additional items here that were not featured, and a little bit of things that were not featured in my last video. So I just kind of wanted to redo this video again and really give you guys an inside scoop on all that my kit entails. My kit is basically for TV and film and bridal. The products that I use are typically for that. I will, however, be showing you guys a couple of other things that you can use to service clients on an everyday basis. So when it comes to skincare, I like to have products that basically can cater to a variety of skin types, and it makes it a lot easier instead of having to fish through things. This is just my personal preference. I will be naming some items that are not here because I am waiting for them to come in the mail. So I will just mention them as I go along. So what I typically use to package all of my items, I will leave a clip somewhere around here. It's either the Zuca Pro Artist or my Zuca Sports bag, along with the Zuca Backpack. So I will leave a small clip of those for you guys to see. So I'm just going to basically show you guys right now how I package them into their individual pouches. So this pouch is from Esom. It is really tiny. I'm knocking stuff over. It's really tiny, and I do like that about this. So for my skincare, I have a little jar here with all of my moisturizers and primers. So this one here is some Lancome moisturizer, and then in the second one here I have the Too Faced Peach Matte Primer, Fenty Primer, and then I have the MAC Fast Response Eye Cream, and that will fit in there like so. And then I also like to keep the Mario Badescu Facial Spray. I did order another one because this one is empty, but this is my favorite setting spray of all time. It is the Blue Marble Setting Spray. I also like to keep the Cherie Amour Cosmetics setting spray. I'm also going to be ordering another one of those. You guys have seen that in the previous video. Now this is the 4-ounce bottle. I normally keep the 2-ounce bottle. I'll buy like the 8-ounce and then just refill the 2-ounce because it's really tiny and it fits nicely inside of my my Esom bag. I also have my glow drops from Cherie Amour Cosmetics. I like to keep some micellar water. This one is from Lancome. So this is what I have in here so far. As I said before, I would also keep a Blue Marble setting spray, which would typically go right here, and then this would fit at the top like so. So the 2-ounce bottle would fit right here in this, I'm trying to turn so you guys can see. It would fit right here in this little space. So I know you guys are probably trying to figure out what the heck these are. These are called Lippy Books. I do have 2 of them. This is where I keep my Airbrush foundation, and it's literally like a book. So initially they were meant for lipsticks, but you know how we get. We are very innovative, and this is a Black-owned business, so I was really excited about that. So it has some slots here where I like to keep my lip liners and lip pencils, especially for bridal. So I typically only do airbrushing for bridal unless I have someone, or if I have a client who really is adamant about wanting airbrush makeup, then fine. But typically I only do this on bridal because the foundations are expensive, and if I were to be doing this on an everyday basis, it would be very costly. Both. So this is where I have my Temp 2 foundations. This is their skin silicone based SB foundation. So I have foundations and blushes here, and then I have some Diner foundations and a tint 2 primer here. Also has a little mirror in the back here as well, which so this is the next lippy book that I have. This is by the same company, obviously. This one is in the medium size in the silver, and I'm going to just show you guys a side-by-side of what the medium and the small look like. So this is the small, this is the medium. Let me lift it so you can see the bottom, top there. So this is the small. Toss it to the side. This is the medium. So I have lip pencils, eye pencils, liquid liners, everything like that is up here. I have my Pro Longwear concealers. I have an additional eyebrow pencil here. I also have one of the L'Oreal Infallible concealers. This is some extra liquid lipsticks that didn't fit on the other side. And then on this side here is where I need to reorganize it because I just kind of grab stuff and go. But my Shinka Beauty liquid lipsticks, and these are the additional 2 that you see on this side here. And then I have the CoverGirl. These are excellent concealers. I think I mentioned this in the last What's in My Pro Kit video. These are great concealers. Some liquid lipsticks here from the Bold brand. I have an Anastasia brow gel. On this side here, I have another CoverGirl concealer, another L'Oreal Anastasia brow gel, some liquid lipsticks that I got from Amazon, a Bobbi Brown concealer, a CoverGirl brow gel. Then when you flip, I have the rest of my Shinka Beauty lip products. She sent me all of her lip products, so thank you again. I have the Shinka Beauty. These are the soft matte liquid lipsticks here, and then I have the lip glosses on this side. And then when you flip to this side, I have my lash stuff and some additional little trinkets, you know, my lash glue, scissors, applicator, a tint 2 concealer, Shinka Beauty lip plumper, another gloss, eye brightener, mascara, liquid lipstick, and 2 brow gels from Thrive, along with a lip gloss. So this thing holds a ton. If you are someone who is looking for great organization, it makes it so much easier. So now we are going to move on to skin, complexion products, foundations, and powders. So the 2 types of pouches that I like to use for my kit is the Zuca pouch. Now these I typically would take like a Lysol wipe and I will wipe those down. And this is the large size. And I also have this Esum pouch. These are a little bit sturdier. They do have like a more sturdier bottom. These don't, they kind of bend, however, but this is a little bit more. When it comes to complexion, I have quite a few brands, but I like to stick with the things that I know for a fact are going to be long wearing. I do have a palette here that I put all of my favorite foundations in. This is a View Set palette. You can find this on Camera Ready Cosmetics, Friends Beauty. I believe Namie has it. So I will leave links to all of those down below. So we're going to go through the foundations that are in this this palette. There are 24 wells in here, and they are deep. Don't let it fool you. They are deep. They hold quite a bit of product. So now to show you guys what exactly foundations I have inside of this palette, because these are foundations that are really high in performance. They are water resistant, or some are waterproof. You will have to check the website to see which one is which. They perform so well, guys. They blend amazingly. The coverage, you guys know I love to use full coverage products in my kit because it allows me to manipulate them. If it's sheer, then I have to do so much and use a lot of product to build it up. But if it is full coverage and I need more medium to full coverage, I can either use it straight as is, or I can manipulate it with a bit of a moisturizer like an Embryo-Lise. Also need to add to my kit. I can either share it out with that or a primer and create more of a, a sheer veil. So it really does give me the fluidity and the versatility of just creating the type of finish and coverage that I would really like. So I have Danessa, Kevin Aquan, Black Opal. Down here is Maron and William Tuttle. So here is what the original packaging for the foundation from Danessa Myricks. This is her Vision Cream cover. Now, I think I have about maybe 7 of her foundation shades, Could you imagine me trying to lug around all 7 of these in my kit? It would just be too heavy. Here is the packaging for the Kevin Aquan Sensual Skin Enhancer. Black Opal, again, is another bulky packaging. Now, these are slim depending on how you package them, but I like to condense. So this, you know, this is cute, but it's going to be too bulky for me. I also have one of these in here. Hourglass foundation. I think it's their Mineral Veil foundation. I also have 2 of the Anastasia stick foundations in here. I like to use these for cream contouring, so I have 2 of those in the palette as well. And this is the packaging for William Tuttle, but you get a ton. Like, this is, look at how much product I have left in there, and I filled up an entire well like sometime this year and haven't even like put a dent in it. So another foundation that cannot be depotted because it is a liquid is the MAC Prolong Wear Nourishing Waterproof Foundation. This is an excellent foundation. It's because I know many of you have MAC Pro discounts. When I tell you, this foundation is so nice. So definitely look into getting this. It is waterproof, it does not budge, and it is perfect for bridal. Some other liquid faves that I like to keep in my kit would be the Laura Geller Filter First, because it is a luminous soft. If I have someone who was in the range of this skin tone, and let's say I wanted to share out or change the finish of one of the deeper foundations that were in here, then I could just mix and I'd be fine. So I'm going to put my foundations into the Esom palette because I don't really have a whole lot. I don't need a whole lot of space because I condense so much. And typically I would wipe this out with a Lysol wipe. I need to go to the bargain store and pick some up, or some wet ones. So I'm not doing any bridal work, so don't even worry about it. And that will go on top of there. I have about maybe 5 of these, so these will all fit in here as well. I have one Studio Fix Fluid NC47. Typically found whenever you see like shades like this, or shades that I typically would buy for myself, and as you guys can see, I got very dark, so they do not it doesn't work for me anymore. So here are some other foundations that are really good if you are starting out and you're on a budget and you want good long wear but you don't want to break the bank. So this foundation, you guys have seen me use this in my kit. This is my personal foundation. It matches me real good. This is the Kiss Pro Touch Drop Foundation. This is in the color Chestnut, but this is probably one of the greatest liquid foundations I've ever purchased from a beauty supply store. Coverage is amazing. It blends beautifully. The color is not ashy. It has a nice richness to it. The undertones are perfect, and it's only $7.99, y'all. So if you can't find this in your area, then I would definitely suggest getting the NYX Total Control. Very similar in their functionality. The coverage is amazing. You can customize it with the amount of drops that you use. The shade range is actually really, really nice, and I think this one's a little bit pricier, and this one is about maybe I think $14 or $15, and you get less than 1 fluid ounce in this one, and you get 1.01 fluid ounces in this one. So I honestly would suggest going with the Kiss, especially if you're just starting out and need to get a wide variety of shade ranges. For airbrushing as well, I also have 2 of the MAC Pro Performance HD Airbrush Makeup. I have one in pink and I have one in orange. This is magenta and this is orange. I think pure orange, yes. I like to use these for this one, especially for color correction in deeper women, or I like to use them as blush. Sometimes I'll mix them together. I can also use the orange one to adjust any shade ranges in my foundation if they need a little bit more warmth. So again, I like to use things that give me the versatility of mixing. Another great foundation to keep in your kit is MAC Face and Body, y'all. Like, Face and Body is the GOAT. It is extremely sheer. It's great for mixing. It's great for using on its own. As the container says, you can use it on the face or the body. So if you're doing a photo shoot or even for bridal and they have some exposed skin that needs coverage but not like full coverage, just enough to give it a nice even veil, definitely whip this out. This is in the deepest shade, which is N9. I really do like to use these foundations as well. So I have a few of those that are coming in the mail, and those will be added into my kit. I have 3 of the CoverGirl Skin Milk foundations. A friend of mine, I believe, I don't know, she got them in the PR package, I'm not sure, but she did give me a few of them, and I have been loving these. These are very similar to the Face and Body foundation. So if you find that these are too expensive or not that, you know, accessible, then definitely grab these from your local drugstore. I'm not sure how much these retail for, but these are amazing. The coverage is like, it's beautiful. It's a little bit more coverage than the Face and Body, but again, you can always alter the primer or moisturizer. So the last two foundation palettes that I have are my Graftobian palette and my RCMA palette. This one here is one of my faves. As you can see, it is nice and loved. I like to keep it clean. And it has the primary color. So again, if I'm using any of the shades in my palette and the undertone is in, I can easily just mix one of the primary colors and I can adjust the shades as needed. And then I have my Graftobian palette, which broke apart, but I usually just keep it together with a rubber band. But as you can see, this is another palette as well loved. The coverage on these things are amazing. I would probably have to do a whole separate video so you guys can get an idea of why I love these palettes. So then this would be zipped up, and everything that I need for complexion as far as foundations fit really nice and compact into this pouch. I have them right now in this little mesh bag. I don't even remember where I got this mesh bag from, but I'll show you guys the powders that I have. And because this one is like busting at the seams, I will transfer everything into this. So I keep very minimal products in my kit. For those of you who did not watch my last video, I keep very minimal products in my kit. So I have the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. So I have Light Plus, I have Medium Golden, then I have Dark, and then I have Dark Deepest. And the coverage on those is really nice as well. Then I have this one here is called Sun Power. Okay, I'm sorry, I have Sun Beige, Caramel, and then Cognac. And then these will go into this pouch. So here is what my powders look like. I am looking for ways to condense, so as soon as I do that, I will be sure to record and let you guys see. I have these powders in here. I also have two of the Fenty powders. I have honey, and then I have nutmeg. For my loose powder, I have Danessa powders in here. So these are all of her items in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, number 5. Those are the actual names of the powders that I have. And then I have her in light powders and Angel Wings. So this last shade here is called Desire. I love condensing, and that will also go into this pouch. In this stack here, I have my Ben Nye powders. These are Ben Nye powders in this stack here. Then I have my loose highlighters by Shinka Beauty in this stack here. And then I have my cream blushes, which I also put into this because it is considered complexion. So I have CoverGirl cream blushes here. Those are the first 3 there. And I have the Thrive Cosmetics cream blushes, which I put here. I have some of the Melanie Mills Body Radiance in this one here. And then I have some of the MAC loose highlighter in the bottom. So that will go there. And as you can see, instead of having all of these things in my kit, everything just fits nicely into one little cube. And so I have another pouch here. So for palettes, I like to keep my Melt Cosmetics Impulsive palette. I love this palette, y'all. It's 18 colors here. The Jackie Aina collab with ABH, along with the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. I have this Aesthetica brow palette. And to finish off complexion, I also have my Let Me Blush and Highlight palette from Shinka Beauty. And then I also have the Blush and Bronzer palette from her as well. So those will go at the bottom like that. And then I have these 2 liquid eyeshadows that I got from CoverGirl. And these are great for just adding a little bit of a sheen or texture to eyeshadow that may be too flat. These are stacks of pigments that I have. These are from MAC. So I have Vanilla, I have Naked, Melon, Kitschmiss, Grape, and this one here is from Maron at the bottom. And then these here are also pigments. These are from Naked Cosmetics. And then here I have my brow pomades from a good friend of mine, Underrated Beauty. Once again, thank you so much for sending me these brow pomades. They are literally amazing. I was really afraid of adding these pomades to a stack because I was nervous that they would dry out, but no issues at all. They are still very, very creamy, really, really creamy. At the bottom here, I just have a MAC paint pot and soft ochre, which can go with any skin tone. So I would just stick that into this palette here with the powders. So in this little bad boy here is where I ordered a bunch of stuff. So I'm waiting for all of that to come in the mail. This I got from Michael's. It has two different sides. So bottom portion here, and then you can click that. Then there's another one here at the top. So as you can see, I have some Q-tips here. I also ordered some of the really small mascara wands, some brow gel wands. I'll have, I usually give everyone for touch-up kits mini powder puffs, so those will go in there. And then I'll have lip wands and that little one there. And then over here I would keep my sponges, my cosmetic wedges, cotton balls, cotton rounds to clean off with micellar water, that type of stuff. So all of that fits really nice and neat in here. For my brides, I like to give them a full-size mini lipstick. So typically it would be a MAC lipstick, or once again, if you receive those free gift with purchases from Lancome or Clinique or any of those, they typically would include a mini lipstick. I just give them to the bride. I don't use them on myself. For lips, as you guys can see, in addition to what I have inside of my lippy books, I do have these two MAC palettes. This is the 6 editorial reds, and then this one here is the 6 necessary nudes. I can mix shades as always. If I need to get like a really light pink, I can just mix one of the nudes with one of the reds and create the shade that I want. Scoop a little bit into a sample jar that I would typically give to the bride with her lip color. So an additional highlighter palette that I like to use is from Makeup Revolution. This is their Pro HD Amplified palette. I got this from Marshall's, I think for about $5.99. And I can use them on a variety of skin tones, so that is also a great plus. I have a sharpener here that can take jumbo and regular size pencils. So I do have two Zucas here. This one is the Sport. This one here is the Pro Artist. So the difference is this one is a little bit taller. It only has one set of wheels on the back. With the Pro Artist, it's a little bit shorter, which is more TSA approved, and it has the double wheel. So if I am traveling by train or by bus, instead of having to lift this up the stairs, I can literally roll it up the stairs. The additional wheels allow you to roll it up the steps without it like bumping and moving around. So this is the Sport. So typically I would just put the lippy book on top of the handle. So this will sit on top of the handle. The handle is actually here, and then when I'm ready to use it, just slip it off. But once it's slipped down on the handle, it literally just rests so nicely on top of here, and I can roll it around with no issues. The only thing is, you guys know that Zuca also, this doubles as a seat. So typically if I'm on the train, I will just sit on this if there's no seats available. But if my lippy book is resting on top of here, then obviously it loses the functionality of doubling as a seat. And I keep a couple of plastic bags for, you know, keeping my station tidy with garbage and that type of stuff. So if I did want to put this inside, I would just put it in like so. And then with each Zuca pouch, one would go here, another would go there on the side, one would go here. So you can see my lippy book and 3 pouches fit in here. My palette at the top, white at the top inside of the little compartment. These I could easily stick inside of one of my pouches. They fit comfortably right there. And then all that would be left is my skincare. I have the option of either putting the skincare pouch here, or sometimes, if depending on how much products I have, I can just take these out and put them into here. Those would go in there, and then of course this can just sit right there comfortably. And that's it. With the backpack, then I would stick my brush belt in here, my camera, table tripod, along with some curling irons, which usually fit right here on the side. Curling iron, combs, edge control, some of those alligator or crocodile clips. And I also like to keep a speaker. This has the clasp in the back, so I can easily, once this handle is up, I can just sit this comfortably on top of here. It's not heavy, it's not, you know, I can literally lift this up with one hand. It fits everything I need in here. So if I'm not doing airbrush makeup, then I obviously don't need to take this. But if I am doing airbrush, then I will show you guys how I pack that as well. So if I am doing airbrush makeup, then as you guys saw earlier in the video, I have my lippy book with my airbrush foundations, and this would go in here. I also would put some of this airbrush cleaner into a more travel size friendly bottle. This Iwata Eclipse HPBS gun inside of this pouch. I also have another gun in here from Temp 2, and this is the Temp 2 system, and that would just fit comfortably in there. It literally just looks like that. My goal is to purchase a case for it that I can just stick it in there instead of having to carry around this entire box. But I do like to use the cleaners that are made for the specific gun type. So this is for Iwata, and then I have a Temp 2 one, so I will just pour some of this into a travel size bottle, and then that will go in here. That will be everything I need. So that basically is it, guys. I want to personally thank you for sticking to the end of this video. It really does mean the world to me. Of course, y'all know that helps with my watch time. So I really do appreciate you guys sticking around to the ending of this video. As always, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you all in the next one.